Okay, I need to jump right into this with absolutely no skits this time, so let's talk about this game, Genesys by Fantasy Flight Games. I've done a lot of reviews on their games, and most of them make me very happy. This game doesn't have a set setting though. The books for this game are essentially system books, and this system is a bit complicated compared to a normal one's. This is a dice pool system, but it doesn't use normal dice. It uses these fancy prancy dice with symbols on them and no numbers. I'm certain you could assign a number to a symbol, but I ain't gonna do that. Now, this system has a phone app that allows you to roll the dice with very little effort. I actually downloaded it to see what it's like, and it's pretty fantastic. The only complaints about the app seem to be the fact that it needs to exist, not anything about the app itself. No purchases, no problems, Fantasy Flight just lets you have it, and you can use it to roll normal dice too, which I really like. Now, notice what I call this game. I know exactly what they want me to call it, but look at this spelling. It's not Genesis. You spell Genesis like this. Not like this. Not this. And sure as fuck not gonna be this. Now, going into the system, it says this game is primarily narrative based, with 6 different types of dice, each for different purposes and reasons, and an average dice pool seems to be 5 to 8 dice. Apparently there's 2 of each kind of dice, a positive and a negative. You'll gain more of each for different situations. It actually explains the black and whatever other colors, so let's look at these dice. Looks like there's 3 positives and 3 negatives. Boost dice are given special advantages on things. They're the blue 6-siders. Ability dice are the green 8-siders and seem to be most common dice used for ability checks. And proficiency dice are the yellow 12-siders. These look like they're for things you've been trained in or have just a innate expansive capability of. Okay, so we're starting out. Now, there are negative dice too. Let's look at them. Setback dice are the black 6-siders, and they do the opposite of the boost dice. They're used to represent minor inconveniences, ultimately. Difficulty dice are the purple 8-siders, and they're for the challenges. They are basically what you roll against to find out if you succeed a check. And the challenging dice, or challenge dice, are the red 12-sided dice, and they're for extreme situations. So, looking over each of these, it seems they're intended for levels of capability. 6 being the lowest, 8 being well trained, and 12 being expert or extremes. Now, this game also uses D10s and percentiles. What are they used for? Seems nothing specific. Looks random at best. Though there's apparently a critical injury results table that uses percentiles. So that's an answer, kind of? Each of the dice have 3 symbols on them. Each does different things, and each on different dice. I'm going to refer to the dice by their colors, which is funny given I'm colorblind. Yay! Success symbols are marked with this symbol here. They are essentially your "it works" symbol. One of these will cancel out a failure symbol, which will come up on the negative dice. Success icons show on all positive dice. Advantage symbol is also on every dice, and it gives you bonuses. Essentially, if you succeed a check, then you get one of these. Something special happens to you or because of the situation. Essentially, think of it as a crit. This symbol cancels out the threat symbol on the negatives. Now, triumph symbol only appears on the yellow dice. This symbol does two things. It counts as a single success, doing everything the success symbol does, but also gives super advantages. Essentially, doing a super crit, when using this die, some gear will actually give you things that will happen if you get the symbol. Neat! Next up, the negative dice. This symbol right here is on all negatives and it's a failure. Essentially, it means you lose. You'll want to get more successes than failures to succeed a check. Threats are also on all negatives, and it gives negative effects should it land. Now, the despair symbol is only on the red d12s, and it does two things like the triumph die. Counts as a fail symbol and a super threat. Now, triumph and despair symbols actually stack. If you get multiple, they'll each happen. All of them, positives and negatives. They don't cancel each other out, so be afraid. Multiple symbols can also show up on one side of a die as well, so be warned of that. I want to point out that I'm over halfway through my script and I've not talked about how to make a character at all. The characteristics are your ability scores. They'll range from 1 to 5. A 2 is essentially an average human. 3 is above, 1 is below. There are some situations that can bring a score above 5, but that's a rare thing apparently. The ability scores are as follows. Agility for speed and mobility, brawn for strength and toughness, cunning for craftiness and deviousness, intellect for book smarts, presence for force of will and personality, and willpower for mental strength and self-control, and faith. Skills have a whole chapter for them, and we'll be skipping that for this video because some of them are setting dependent. Now, how checks works is that you will see a number of negative dice next to the check in question. You'll roll your positive dice with the negative dice, and the one that gets more wins. So you want more successes than failures and equivalent. And you, as a player, basically tell your GM whether you succeed or fail. D8s are your standards, but D12s and D6s can come in when you get special situations like training or an ability or some sort of specific gear. Some situations will lead to dice growing and shrinking because of reason X, Y, and Z. Upgrades and downgrades are making the dice the bigger or smaller, while increasing and decreasing take away or add dice. Now, sometimes you'll do opposing checks. You and your target will roll their pools, and the winner has the most successes. Then there's assisted checks, which give you some D6s depending on if the guy who's helping is skilled or in the check or not. In the case of being skilled, you can add the helper's whole dice pool, while unskilled add D6s to the pool. Now, we've also got talents, which is essentially your feats, giving you certain abilities, under certain conditions. Now, story points are another whole pool, and this is going to take a lot. Story points can add more dice to pools, or give you some gear, or give you some Deus Ex Machina situation. Now, it looks like this is a classless game, where you'll spend experience points on different boots and such. And I want to point out something. After all of this, my video is almost over, and I just hit character creation chapter, so I think this video will need to be a two-parter, because I have only mentioned what's in the core rulebook. I have a second Gamebook 2, the Expanded Player's Guide, which will add some more for players. So I'm going to go over that next week. Honestly, Fantasy Flight games usually make me happy. Sometimes more than others, but I'm usually satisfied with them. This game doesn't have a single setting, but it does give recommendations. Cowboys, fantasy, Roman warriors, sci-fi, and combinations thereof. This book gives some recommendations, but it really does promote imagination and creativity. So I'm gonna head off and work on the Wednesday video now. Shove off.